Hello and welcome back. Happy New Year. My name is Jill B. CHT and I am your hypnosis coming to you for another collective reading. If you are new here, my name is Jill and I am a certified hypnotherapist serving my community out of Southwest Florida. And I'm also an intuitive and I love to read the tarot cards, and the tarot is always my love language, and as a therapist, I use this to offer perspective, an energetic perspective of our experience as a collective. And there's a growing community on here, which I'm so grateful for, of pals that are just wanting to understand the experience that they're having and offering you some perspective so that you can make an empowered choice for yourself is the best thing that I think I can do for any of us. So I'm super excited to shuffle the cards today. It is January 6th. We are entering a new energetic year. We are setting powerful intentions. We are recalibrating, hopefully offering ourselves an opportunity to really rest deeply. We also just experienced our first full moon of 2026, which felt really cleansing, really impactful, really clarifying, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm sitting here reflecting after this full moon. I believe this full moon was in the sign of Cancer, which the moon is exalted in Cancer. That is the ruling astral body of the sign of Cancer, sign of our emotions, our innermost world, our emotional safety, our experience of feeling nurtured. This is the Divine Mother, and I totally love a Cancer moon. I really do. My only water placement is my Cancer rising, and so I resonate with this Cancer energy on a personal level. With Cancer in my rising, I feel like that's kind of how I'm perceived, or what I project into the world around me, of being caring and nurturing, soft, maybe emotional, but it's really this mother archetype, and I find that really powerful. And for me, someone who menstruates with the full moon, I just kind of feel exalted in my feminine energy today. And over the past couple of days, I've given myself permission to kind of rest. This cycle for myself has been like intense energetically for me, and not just painful, but giving myself permission to rest and to find ease and nourish myself. It feels exalted under this full moon, and so now that I have a little bit more energy, I am excited to shuffle the cards for us as a collective. But I love that this energy is here for us, and it feels very caring and nurturing, and I find that interesting when I tap into the energy for the collective already, because I spent some time to meditate. It feels like for some of us it's kind of hard to allow ourselves to slow down, allow ourselves to be held, be nourished, to be open to receive, and I feel that resistance. I notice it in myself for sure, but I also feel it in a collective group. So I'm excited to shuffle the cards and to connect with this energy for us today. What message do we have for the collective today, Spirit, as we move into this week? Do you have for us? For all the people that will watch this, who are meant to watch this and to receive this message, what message do we have for the collective? Yeah. Well, it feels like initially here there's this energy, exactly my point. There's this energy here of hiding, of not wanting to be seen, almost like not wanting to feel resistance. This is the resistance that I'm feeling. And it's interesting because we have the Four of Cups here, we have the World, the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is sometimes about deception. Whenever I see this card, I roll my eyes, okay? It is being strategic in keeping things close to the chest, keeping the cards close to the chest. And I feel like the Four of Cups kind of supports that as well. It's giving apathy, it's giving disconnection, giving not wanting to see, or not ready, feeling not ready to see this new opportunity in front of us, because the world is here. There is closure here. There's an opportunity for closure. There's an opportunity for ending a cycle, and it almost feels like the energy behind it. It's like, here's the doorway, here's the opportunity, and it's just like feeling like there's this feeling of needing to navigate it secretly, behind the scenes. Why is the Four of Cups here? What this feels like is an opportunity to close out a cycle of indifference, of emotional dissatisfaction that is keeping you from moving into reciprocity, shared collaboration, and power. This is about also financial power, financial independence, security, legacy, lasting wealth, and abundance. There's an opportunity here. And I think for this collective, for us, this is kind of a lesson this week in understanding how you are maybe getting in your own way, or how you have gotten in your own way, how you've maybe sabotaged yourself in moving toward this reality. And I can understand how this maybe feels far away or not possible or dissatisfied when there isn't like an emotion that matches this energy, because this would indicate detachment or dissatisfaction from the abundance and the goal that maybe you have. And so there feels like some energy needs to move. There needs to be something stirred within to help you connect back to this feeling of abundance, this feeling of sustainability and self-reliance. And it's interesting because that energy is available to you. It's all around you. And yeah, it's like you don't see it, you don't feel it. Why is the world here? 6 of Cups, Ace of Wands, 7 of Cups, and the Hermit. I guess the message here, and something that I want to ensure that you understand, is I think this is uncomfortable energy. And maybe it's an uncomfortable realization to have. When you realize that maybe you have been the one blocking your own sense of abundance. But this feels like the end of a cycle of playing small, of not taking up space, of not choosing the things that light you up, and for whatever reason that is. And I think that's the tension being illuminated under this full moon, what has been illuminated and might be the theme of this next week through these emotions that are coming up, of realizing that maybe you have been the one in the way of your own abundance, in your own success, and the reciprocity that you feel like you need to move forward, and it's maybe been you. And this journey through this threshold is coming from a place of understanding yourself intimately. The Hermit is here in the 7 of Cups. There's been this time of taking a step back, and maybe what this energy is, to assess the situation, to assess all of the possibilities, and really asking yourself, as I move forward and as I navigate this idea of what it means for me to create my own sense of self-sufficiency, of wealth, of abundance, and having that matched around me, right? So if I'm willing to change, if I'm willing to show up with this new level of excitement, to remember what lights me up, 6 of Cups and the Ace of Wands, if I'm willing to do this work and really ask myself, what lights me up, what excites me, what motivates me, like what am I going to choose as I move forward? And the answer to that question is, what do you choose? Is you choose the things that match you and your energy and your willingness to show up and to create. This is about having boundaries. This is about navigating connections and situations with reciprocity at the base of this. Anything less than a reciprocal match will not be able to move with you forward through this threshold. And that's part of this moment of pause, hesitation, disconnection. Whatever is not satisfying you now, or that's coming to light, especially now, the things that are not satisfying you or matching you energetically they just won't. They will not be able to come with you as you navigate this new threshold. And I think this is a moment of honesty, really, this week. If you notice yourself going within and navigating all the possibilities that are ahead of you, it's really important to ground yourself into of what you're doing and why you're doing it, aligning with that intention and starting to feel that energy rise within. You don't want to move toward your goals from a place of apathy or playing small or dismissing your needs. That's not going to carry you forward. That's not going to carry you forward. So I feel like the energy around this week is kind of quiet. It feels a little internal. It feels like an opportunity to navigate confusion and to come back to a feeling of rest, to come back to a place of stillness, to come back to your reason why you do this, why you're doing what you're doing, and then make decisions from there. Make decisions for yourself that honor your sovereignty, that match your energy, and move forward from there. This feels like kind of a moment leading to some big reckoning and wake-up calls. We have Temperance and Judgment at the bottom of the deck. And it's not to be rushed. We're not rushing through this threshold, this window, this energy, this culmination has to be moved through with intention. How you move through this threshold energetically for yourself, how you move into this next chapter of your life, when you are deciding what can come with you and what can't, that will be made with intention and very clear discernment. But ultimately, it will be rooted in decisions that you make to help you move toward your personal sovereignty, your abundance, reciprocity, and your why, your passion, your desire for what you are creating. And this is about welcoming the spark back, especially if you feel like it's been a little diminished or you feel like it hasn't been accessible to you. That's very real. I understand that feeling of feeling emotionally dissatisfied and disconnected from the things that once lit you up. I truly understand that intimately. But that feeling is not what's going to start this new chapter, and we will not start a new chapter for ourselves and our lives from a place of apathy and disconnection. That would not be an empowered choice. That feels like settling. That feels like you not wanting to take up space, to not be seen, to not claim what is rightfully yours. This is for you. Your legacy in abundance, in your personal sovereignty, in your personal success, in your ask, and your ability to ask and to receive equal give and take. It is not asking too much. And so when you're ready to come out of this period of understanding what is really for you, you will realize that you won't stay in this state for much longer. You're not going to be apathetic for much longer. Because there's some final healing and integrating that's happening. Why is the Four of Cups here? Why is this here? Yeah. There is a new beginning, but also not everything is very clear. And so I can understand this emotional disconnection of, I feel a new beginning coming. This new beginning emerging. Look at all these aces that are here. I feel it. I want it. I'm seeing a tangible opportunity to start this fresh venture, but I have to make a choice and I don't know what that choice is. There's still things that are left to be seen. There's still things that are not clear. There's a little bit of mystery. You're intuiting things more than you can see things clearly, but you know that there's a choice. And so it's like, how can I make a choice if I don't know all the facts? If there's a lot of potential possibilities swirling around in my emotions, in my mind. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Page of Swords. This is asking you to kind of ask more questions, to inquire, to understand, to seek to understand before you make a decision. So again, this is not rushing energy. I can understand, and I wouldn't be quick to make a decision if you don't have all the facts and if you don't really understand the full extent of the situation. So don't, but also you understand that there is a big decision to make, and that's what the Lovers suggest here. The Lovers, of course, is about love and union and partnership, but this is, to me, about making a choice from a place of love, from a place of honoring yourself and what matches, what's in alignment with you. And so I feel like this week is you're still navigating confusing undercurrent, and it's the full moon. We just had the full moon, right, in Cancer. And so emotions might be high, emotions might be stirred, defenses might be up as well, especially if you're navigating big decisions around a sensitive topic. I do feel like it has something to do with money, could be business, could be just your personal independence. So please navigate this with compassion for yourself, but at the forefront of your decisions and how you move forward, let it be from a place of wanting new beginnings that are clear, that are exciting, that light you up, that are lucrative or profitable or sustainable. Really is what that energy is more than anything else. It's not so much about the dollars, it's about what is going to sustain me in the long run. What's building with me? What's truly showing up and building with me equally? And so where you feel disconnection and apathy, that might be showing you exactly what is not. And that's where the decisions will have to be around. So how you navigate that is going to be important. Let's talk about that. How do we navigate this? How do we navigate this situation? What advice or guidance do you have for the collective about navigating this situation? Okay. At the bottom of the deck, I feel like, my gosh, yeah. Okay. Something is coming to a breaking point. 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords are all at the bottom of the deck. So there's a lot of energy here that suggests that you're kind of coming to your limit, or you are at your limit. Something is kind of coming to its end, its culmination. And you know that. You've been navigating the exhaustion, you're navigating being tired, defeated, navigating an ending, whether that's external to you or internal. I actually feel like this is more internal. This is more of a knowing that you have. And so I understand now more intimately this Four of Cups, this emotional disconnect you might be feeling because of this feeling of burnout, because of this feeling of disappointment, this level of endings that are clear to you. And so how do you navigate this with energy, right? How do you move toward your abundance and your sovereignty and this exciting new beginning that's available to you when you're feeling depleted? And so there's definitely a situation here to navigate. We have the Five of Swords, right? So there's some ego battles, some conflict, some mental tension that's here, trying to win the upper hand or to be right. And I think we're being guided to really be discerning in this. The Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And when we communicating with the long term in mind. So if this is a conversation that has to happen, ongoing conversations, building out a plan, that has to be kind of we have to start with the end goal in mind. So the more clear and discerning you are on what the end goal looks like for you, it's going to be easier for you to advocate for what it is that you need and want moving forward. I do feel like there are conversations and situations to navigate here about next steps. There is this energy here of like victory, of being recognized, of being or wanting to be recognized, wanting to feel seen and validated, to be appreciated for work that you've put in. There's a desire here to move quickly and discerningly in one direction. There's definitely it's like you already have clarity in where you're going. You already know which way you want to go. So if this is navigating situations where we have to break free from the things that are taking our energy or holding us back, that is where this complication is. But it's interesting, like your desire to be seen and to be appreciated and valued, and like you are that, whether you feel it or not, whether you're being shown that externally or not. Like you will navigate this with power as you stay in your personal power, as you navigate these boundaries. This is really what this is about. It's about knowing you first and foremost, knowing what you want, being very clear and communicating with the end goal in mind, talking about your goals and how you're going to get there, and making decisions that allow you to navigate that and go in that direction with confidence. So confidence is an interesting, this might be where the wound is, or the disconnect is feeling. How can I connect with my confidence in knowing what I want, especially if I have to show up in my confidence, in my power, when I'm making these choices this week or in the weeks to come over this next month? Because this is the current energetic window that we're facing. Let's talk about that for a second. How do we connect with our confidence? What advice or guidance do you have for us, Spirit, about connecting with our confidence? What does that look like or mean or feel like for us? First and foremost, there is a need to kind of keep some things to yourself. Don't share everything. Okay, as we communicate and as we make decisions and make moves for ourselves moving forward, we are navigating these conversations with the end in mind. So you are coming back to your why. You are remembering why you started this, and you are connecting back to the inspiration, the joy, the energy that lights you up and where you want to go. And the places in our lives, the spaces in our lives where we do not feel that energy matched, that is your signal. That is where conversations and decisions need to be made. And there is a balancing act here when it comes to connecting back with our confidence. And this is about really connecting to this inner knowing of who we are and what we want, and knowing that we can have the things that we want, and knowing that you have the power to create that for yourself. It's already available to you. It's just about you choosing it, choosing what feels in alignment. And I do feel like there's some strategy here. This is a very internal experience. And it is about honoring where we've been and what has happened, the good things, all the good things that have happened in this experience. And also looking to the future of how can we integrate what we've learned in the past, the good and the bad. It's almost like how can you stand at the threshold of change with gratitude for everything that has unfolded for you. even if it's been challenging. And to be in that state of gratitude is going to be really important, because what is taking your confidence, or what can get in the way of your confidence, is holding on to the past and how they were, how you wish they could have been, thinking about the past too much. And if you can kind of start to release the hold of the past, that is what creates space for you to make decisions for you moving forward into the future. And you are still being guided to, there's still soul searching here. There's still some inner work that has to happen, and connecting to your intuition and trusting your intuition, trusting that inner voice, that wise and loving voice that's guiding you forward. And it is a little strategic, the Hermit and the Seven of Swords. This is not loud confidence. This feels like an opportunity to really take your energy back. And again, the Seven of Swords is here. I want to clarify that, actually. Why is the Seven of Swords here? It feels protective. Yeah, you need to protect yourself and your vision. Protecting, but also being careful that this is not based in ego, because ego can block us sometimes when we're too much in our ego. But there is some necessary introspection and secrecy that's here to help you feel connected to this path that's unfolding for you. I think there's still something unfolding for you internally, and there is some navigating of calming the ego down. And you can do this behind closed doors. You don't have to share this so much, because I feel like it's just not the time to share everything. You need to give yourself permission to see yourself in everything that you've accomplished. So there's still some internal processing that's happening here. I do think that things are going to balance out as we connect to our values and our goals and the structures in which we are building our life. And when we are in alignment with our values, when we can start to give ourselves permission to visualize and dream of what that can look like, and to build out a plan, to imagine what it looks and feels like for us to expand and to be seen authentically in a confident way, when we feel confidently aligned with our values, that's when we can start to make some empowered decisions. Judgment at the bottom of the deck here. So this journey to confidence is an internal and a private one right now. And that's why the energy feels quiet this week, or whenever you're watching this. Really, as I record this, it is January 6th, 26. And I feel like this energy is definitely prevalent this week, but may be prevalent as we move into the next few weeks to the next month, between now and the next full moon. But something has been illuminated under this full moon in Cancer, really also maybe having us address nostalgia, how things started, how we felt about it in the beginning, and how can we come back to that, but with more mature eyes, with more expansive energy, and now with confidence and a desire to take up more space and to be seen in what we want to create. But now is not quite the time to release it. It's still quiet. It almost feels like something is incubating. Something is recalibrating within us, this sense of confidence and this desire to be seen. And what does that mean? So there is this internal personal alignment of values happening before we can make some choices. And there will be choices made, and they will change the game. So that's why this energy feels quiet. And you can trust this is a necessary pause. This is a necessary pull back into ourselves so that you can have some internal alignment with where you're going. And this isn't about wishful thinking and fantasy anymore. This isn't about how you hope things are going to go. This is about where you want things to go, and knowing that you can have this. You're truly stepping into your sovereignty and your leadership and your independence, and moving toward your end goal, your definition of wealth and legacy, abundance, and legacy and family. That's what it's really about. This is what our moves are about moving forward. This is like a grown-up version. This is a mature vision forming, and how you identify your values truly moving forward is going to make a world of difference. So the advice this week, at least, is to kind of keep your cards close to your chest and really do that inner work to connect with that confidence and to really trust your values and your vision. And then when you are ready, when you feel connected to that confidently, wherever that is for you, I think that is when you move forward and you start to make these decisions, even if it's challenging conversations. But it allows you to be really rooted and grounded in your confidence in what you want. so that depending on how that conversation goes and how you create those boundaries and how you make those choices, you are doing it to honor the long game. And wherever that takes you, you can trust that as you either renegotiate, as you create boundaries, as you cut things out, as you change up your habits and routines, as you speak your truth, when you do it with intention, with values and your vision for your long-term life in abundance, you will remain on that path. But that's why this feels like it's an uncomfortable feeling, but also if you've been feeling like there hasn't been a lot of energy or movement, or things have been a little stagnant, you will see that change. But it's also understanding that you are making that change, no longer waiting for that change to happen. You are creating it, you are choosing it actively. But let that inner energy grow. Let the confidence and the emotional resonance grow within you, because that is what's going to help you feel confident about making that decision moving forward. What advice or guidance do you have for us, Spirit? Yeah, there is a death, there is a shedding, and it takes time and patience. And any overthinking that you feel, it's understandable, because this is a big shift. Death in the tower. Ultimately, if you don't choose it, it'll choose. It's like this energy is like, regardless of what you do, there's change. So if you stay stuck or stay guarded, or hesitant to make a decision, the universe will make the decision for you. Something that has been built can no longer withstand the way that it's been built. It's not sustainable, so it will crumble anyway. So I think for you to navigate this with confidence and take a moment to really reflect on your values, it's going to be important. The Hierophant, again, at the bottom of the deck, this is what it's all about. Higher level commitments, creating space for those higher level commitments that are reciprocal. And it is nerve-wracking, it can be, and it recognizes that these are challenging decisions potentially that you're making. So if you can connect with the end goal in mind, it's only going to help you navigate this. But the change is going to happen regardless. The universe will not let you move into this next chapter feeling disconnected from your path, or disconnected from your joy, disconnected from your abundance. It's like you are being moved. What is this tower? And the tower here is that there is new opportunity available to you. It's going to be increasingly harder to ignore it, this new opportunity, these changes. The change is happening. There is newness available here, and it's about new structures, fairness, balance. Especially if there's money involved in this, or any kind of partnerships involved in this, like there is an opportunity to restart and to rethink this. New energy, fresh, Fool at the bottom of the deck. Don't mind the chewed corner. The puppy chewed it. And I just love it. So that's coming in either way. And so if you can navigate this and kind of get out of your own way and step back into your power, and even if there's tension, knowing that you can handle it, you can navigate those conflicts and those challenges, especially if you can really get yourself in alignment with where you're going. What's for you won't miss you. However, if you don't pay attention, the opportunity and the window for you to claim and to receive what is for you, if you let that pass you by, that's where some of this internal tension and anxiety can come from. So you're kind of being asked to step up into your power and to claim it, what's rightfully yours. And if you don't, if you don't choose it, you will be moved regardless. But the question is, you want to feel empowered in that choice or not? Really important for you to understand that you are supported, that you're not doing this alone. This tension that you feel is really internal. And as you navigate, the hard part is navigating this within and allowing yourself to change and to grow and to step into your authority and your leadership. And if you can step into your authority and your leadership, you will see that you will be met on the other side of this. Even if roles change and things change, or old dynamics dismantle, because they have to, because that old system wasn't working, the old foundations were not working. So this is an opportunity for you to speak your truth and show up even when it's hard, and to know that you will be met on the other side. You will have partnership, you will have community, you will have these mutual working relationships, and it will be challenging, maybe, but navigating conflict in partnership and community is what strengthens us too. You're not alone in this. So this internal disconnect that you feel, own it. Go there, understand it. Navigate that emotional discomfort. Speak your truth when you have that inner power and that clarity for yourself, because if you don't know what you want for yourself clearly, then you're not going to be able to show up in these conversations with clarity. Allow yourself to have that moment of clarity, understand what you want moving forward and what you need, advocate for it, say it with your chest, and know that you'll be met, whether you're saying goodbye to old partnerships so that you can make room for new ones, or maybe you'll be surprised. People will meet you and step up to meet you, and you'll be able to navigate this path and move forward. So give yourself an opportunity to rest this week. Get clear on your intentions and your goals and your end goal. Speak from the heart, speak from that truth, and allow the path to unfold. There will be shifts, there will be changes, but they are necessary for you to build these foundations that truly honor and support your abundance and your goals. I promise you, it's going to be okay. But I do honor that inner tension. I hold space for it. If you need support in navigating this or finding clarity, you know where to find me. I am a intuitive. I read cards for clients, but I also am a hypnotherapist. And now my goal more than ever, my joy comes from supporting women in their womb healing journeys, connecting to their wombs, their center of empowerment and creation, to truly move into their lives with confidence and empowerment and power. You have so much power. And if you are interested, I am offering a winter womb reset program. This is a private session package where we connect and talk about your experience with your womb healing journey, whether you're new to this concept or you're navigating challenging things like we've talked about in the cards today, helping you connect back to your confidence, helping you connect back to your vision, and moving toward that with power and embodiment, feeling comfortable and safe in your body, healing these wounds that we carry as women. And so much of what we carry in our wombs is energetically and emotionally connected to what we carry in our subconscious, these old programs and conditioning and patterns that keep us in these loops of playing small, of feeling disconnected from our own abundance. And I promise you that it's yours. You can have anything that you want. You are so powerful. Your womb space is literally this energetic epicenter of your own creation, of your own desire. So please, if that sounds interesting to you, you can learn more at my website. I'll link it down below, healingco.com. And if you're interested in exploring this, but maybe you need a self-guided experience, I do have a free womb reset workbook available for you on my website, free to download. So I invite you into that space. If you enjoyed this, give this a like and a subscribe, and join me next week as we connect with the energy. But I hope this serves you. Let me know how it resonates below, and I'll see you next time.